Hey y'all, hey. So this is module 2 in the Biomedical roadmap, and we are going over detoxification therapies. Detoxification is my passion. Is basically how I started out on TikTok, right? With the detox baths, if you don't already know. The detox bath is basically bentonite clay, Epsom salt, non fragranced Epsom salt, and non aluminum. Why did I forget? Baking soda, sodium bicarb. Why did I forget that? And if you've been following me for some time, you've noticed that the measurements change. If you have a child under a year old, then I would say a tablespoon of each. If you have a child over that, then I would say half tablespoon of the magnesium, the Epsom salt or the magnesium flakes. Not half tablespoon, I apologize. Half cup of the magnesium flakes or the Epsom salt, half cup of the sodium bicarb, and 2 tablespoons of the clay. I've been doing it for a while, so I've kind of seen where we don't need that much clay to get the desired results. Right? Okay. So now that we got that out the way. Oh, detox baths is the first one on there. So I guess we already went over it. Yeah. It says detoxification is a crucial part of the biomedical approach. It definitely is. We have to get rid of the bad stuff before we start adding the good stuff. I think that's as simple as it gets. We have to get rid of the bad stuff before we start adding the good stuff, right? A lot of our kids weren't born with autism. If you're here, 9 times out of 10, your child wasn't born with autism. They probably regressed at some point. Whatever caused that regression, I'm not sure. It could be a vaccine injury. It could be a environmental factor. Maybe your house had like a lot of mold. It could be, you passed through uterine some stuff to your baby. Maybe you've been plagued with yeast infections all your life. You can pass that through uterine. It could be a whole bunch of stuff. But the important part that I want you to take away from detox is, especially if your child regressed at some point, is that you can and you should do some form of detox to get rid of the bad stuff before you start adding the good stuff. That's why we don't do supplements first. Okay? We do an investigation first to try and figure out what's going on in their bodies, right? Is it genetic? Is it not? We don't have any genetic markers. Okay, so it's not. Okay, so is it this? Are they deficient in some vitamins? Do they have a overgrowth of yeast? You understand what I'm saying? Do they have heavy metals? Are they high in aluminum? Are they high in mercury? Are they high in lead? Do they have you understand? And then we can decide now where we go from there. That's why we do the investigation first. So now, if you found that your child has a high lead level or high mercury and stuff like that, the detox is super important, right? I feel like the detox bath is the simplest form of detox. It's the simplest form of detox. The bentonite clay is a binder. A binder is anything that, not anything, it's positively charged to bind to heavy metals. When I say bind to heavy metals, say this is a heavy metal and this is the clay, this is the binder. When it goes in the body, it seeps through the pores of your skin and it's going around. It's like, hold on. I'm positively charged. Now I'm negatively charged. Let's bind together. And it grabs it and it takes it out your body. I think I did that well. Okay, so we know what a binder is. Okay, period. And we already went over the ingredients for the detox bath. Never go over 20 minutes. I'd rather you do 10 minutes than 25. Let me say that one more time. Never go over 20 minutes in the bath. I'd rather you do 10 minutes instead of 25. All right? Yep, that's it for the detox bath. Oh, I didn't want to add. If you experience diarrhea after the detox bath, just withhold the magnesium for the other baths. You want to start 2 to 3 times a week. I think that's a good place to start. Or one just to see how your child reacts to it. And then you can add another one like 2 days after. And then go from there. Don't let them ingest the bath water if you can. If you have problem with your child putting the bath water in their mouth, get them like a little chewy, something to keep their mouth active while you give them the bath. And I would stand over them. I'd be a helicopter mom, like, nope, nope, no. It's very important. All right. You can also detox with supplements. So I was doing both. Let me come over here. Can you hear me now? I was doing both. We started with the detox bath, but then we started doing supplements. So chlorella, which is also a binder, binds the heavy metals. It's just a little bit more clumsy. So with chlorella and milk thistle, we want something to help them bring the heavy metals out of the body. So you want to, one, either do a silica rich water, which is Fiji or Evian. I know they're not the best water out there. I'm very aware. Mountain Valley's in a glass bottle is probably the best. But the silica in the water is what we want. Not necessarily the best water. It's what the water can bring to us. It's a binder. And that's what I used to use with my son. So if he drinks Fiji throughout the day, had the silica helping the chlorella and the milk thistle to take the heavy metals out of his body, right? If your child can't tolerate the detox bath, you can use the food grade bentonite clay. That's also a binder. You want to give a binder 30 to 45 minutes after you give a detox supplement. So we're gonna class these as detox supplements, the chlorella and the milk thistle. Okay. If you have my teaching toddlers, not teaching toddlers, it's my Look Who's Talking guide or that online workshop, then it goes in detail of how you detox. This is just the overview of the detox, right? And then activated charcoal absorbs toxins in the digestive system. This is what you use when, say, like you just got them vaccinated or they ingested something or drank something they shouldn't have. You want to give them activated charcoal right away because it works best within the time frame that whatever was ingested was ingested, if that makes sense. So I'm not sure if you ever been to the hospital. If they have overdoses, I used to work in the emergency room. Whenever we have overdose, we give them an activated charcoal paste. It binds to all the bad stuff that's in there, but it's better. It's kind of like an overnight pill. It's better, like closer to the ingestion of whatever, was ingested. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. It says consult with a healthcare worker to determine the best dosage and ensure safe use, which is super important. Please, if you have a functional doctor, obviously you want to talk to them about it first. A pediatrician most likely isn't going to be like, do chlorella or milk thistle, but you can try, because some pediatricians are hip. Some pediatricians, they know what's up. Some are lost in the sauce, but if you have a good one, I'll definitely mention it to them and say, hey, what's the best course of action, right? Finding doctors to help detox support. So like I said, you want to look into a functional doctor, integrative medicine who understands the biomedical detox, or a naturopath as well. If you have a family doctor, they are good as well. They'll probably dibble and dabble in some, Western, so they probably have like a good balance. But, if you have a good team, then, that's it for detox.